What's going on, guys? Big welcome to you to our channel. We are Team Crushing the Meta. We're back with another premium collection video. So today we will be having more reviews for the premium collection. The ones that we already covered are the one from Royals, as you can see all the axes right here, and the one that we will cover today are the ones with the creepy smiley. So the one from kageroooo and then the one from Gold Paladins. So let's jump into them. First we have the Dumjid stride. He's the one from kageroooo. He has the blaze ability. If you don't know what that is, it's when something attacks, a unit of yours attacks. If it's a Vanguard or Vanguard, doesn't matter. If you have more Vanguards than your opponent, blaze will go off and that will stay till the end of the turn. So it's not a continuous ability, it will go once off and it will stay. Alright, what he does is, when placed, you pay the cost, which is a count blast of 1, and then you turn a card from your G-Zone face up, you choose one of your opponent triggers and you retire it, and until the end of turn, and this unit gets an extra 15k and for each sentinels you have in the drop zone. So that's pretty cool, because this card, if you already have a sentinel 2, this card could become huge. If not, then it's okay, because you already retired one of your opponent triggers for a counter blast and a flip, which is something that normally your first stride from kageroooo already does. The second thing is, it's an auto ability. It's once per turn. When your opponent uses sentinels or G-Guardians to guard, you can stand this unit, and it gets drive -1. Right, so this doesn't really have a cost, which is a good thing. So now you have a restander first Vanguard. The downside to his skill, or it's not actually a downside, but what makes it interesting is that if you attack with him and your opponent uses a PG, then you restand this unit, but he already loses his drive check. But that would mean that he will stand and attack again. So yeah, it's pretty good skill. I do like this card a lot. I think it's really interesting how this card is, and maybe at the start of the game that your opponent could just take this card and take everything, or guard with normal cards, not PG or G Guardians, then he is not as effective as he should be, but you are letting your opponent take a lot of damage. And if you have seen my Blade Master deck for kageroooo, then this card would fit right in, because I play on the rush your opponent. Even when you ride first into the Dragonic Overlord, you could attack them, hit them, restand again, attack them again. You play also a lot of crits. So with having this card, that would mean that on your first ride, your opponent would have to guard like crazy, or they would have to take everything, and that's when you punish your opponent. So I like this card a lot. I think it's really interesting how they made the second ability of this card a bit like the one from Shadow Paladins, Helheim, but I like it. I'm very happy with this card as a Blade Master player. I know that the Overlord players could maybe use some other different stride, but I think it's interesting how Bushiroad made this card. Red. Second one we have right here is the Spear Dragon. Golden Dragon, Spear Dragon, so the one from Gold Paladins. This is a pretty good card. It has the Unite ability, and if your Vanguard is a grade 3, you pay the cost, which is Counterblast 2, and discard a card from your hand, then you can stride this card. So before we talk about the first ability, let's talk about the second as well. It's an act ability. It's once per turn. It's a Soul Blast 1, and you turn something face up from your G-Zone. You look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, you call 2 among them to Vanguard Circle, and you shuffle your deck. So first of all, the second ability is pretty cool. For a Soul Blast, which you normally have, you are flipping something from a G-Zone. That's a good thing. I know you already heard that they could flip a Gurgate stride, whoopie-doo. It's really good for the power, but that's really not that interesting, because all of these strides flip something from the G-Zone, so that's nothing new. Then you look at the top 5 cards, you call 2. So you call 2 for free, but it's an act ability, so you call them in the main phase and not when this card attacks, so you cannot get more attacks. But if you have a lot of Axel circles, this card could be very good. Then we come back to the first skill. Alright, let's think about the first skill, having him in the Ezel deck. The Ezel deck already could go to grade 3 while your opponent is at grade 1. This card you could stride when your opponent's at grade 1 by counterblasting 2. The thing is, will your opponent be giving you 2 counterblasts when he knows you have this card? In general, when you play against gold ballers, you do not really give them 2 counterblasts. But it's a nice addition to the deck. I think that this could be a one-off. It's like a sea breeze kind of a card, and it could be very good in gold ballers. Let's say your opponent rides to grade 1 and he doesn't call anything, he attacks and he gets a critical trigger. Then he has to hit you for 2. He cannot do anything else because the crit have to go to the finger because he didn't call anything else, and now he is hitting you for 2 damage, and then you can do all of your Ezel shenanigans, have multiple markers on the field, ride into multiple grade 3s, and then it's your main phase. You could just go to this card, you counterblast 2, discard a card, and you stride into him, you're flipping something, and then your second stride, which is when your opponent's at grade 2, could be a Strangurgate stride, which you already have GB3 and even GB4. So yeah, I think it's a very good card, and it does fit right in the Ezel deck, but I think that your opponent will think twice before making a bad move when you have this card, or even if you didn't have this card. So that's actually it for this video. It was a fast video to talk about these 2 strides. We'll wait and see when the next strides will come up, and we will keep making these videos for you guys to enjoy. Thanks for watching. Until next time.